certain days that stick out in your memory and you will never ever forget. Start like any other day. And that is the same that happened to me. 23 years ago, Victoria was 8, Elizabeth was 3, and it was just any other day. We were out doing errands and decided to stop for lunch on our way home. We went to the restaurant. I ordered a toasted Western sandwich on whole wheat, no butter. And suddenly, my world changed. My throat started closing up. I started to get a rash. My face was hot. My tongue was thick. I couldn't breathe. I started to panic. The girls were looking at me, and I didn't know what to do. I laid on the floor. They called 911. And let me tell you, the parking lot, it was like Chicago PD. There were sirens. There was a fire truck. There was an ambulance. There was a stretcher. And I ended up in the hospital. And the day just got weirder from there. You have no idea. Let me tell you what happened. Were there any clues that I should have recognized before I got to this really horrible, momentous occasion? Yes, there were. There were several clues going back probably a couple of months. The first one being I made breakfast for the kids, and even 20 years ago, I was looking at more health conscious things, and I bought a brand new turkey bacon. Made breakfast for everyone. As I'm doing the dishes, I notice that I have a rash all up both arms. Flat, it's not itchy, kind of weird. It was the only thing new, and I thought, not buying that again. A couple of weeks later, a similar story, not with turkey bacon, with a ham sandwich, and I got hives on my face, itchy and hives. I had 2 other occasions, and I had determined in my own Dr. Nancy kind of a way that it had something to do with the preservatives or the nitrates that were in these processed meats, which were probably not the greatest thing for me anyway. The doctor came in, she gave me an adrenaline shot. I recovered fairly quickly at that point, and she wanted to know what the heck happened. I explained about the ham. I thought it was a nitrate allergy, and she said, well, until we figure this out, don't have anything like that. You see anything ham or turkey, bacon or anything, let it go that way and you go that way. In the meantime, I'm setting you up with a specialist, an allergy specialist, and that's exactly what she did. Before I go into more specifics about my actual case, I think that it's important that you have an understanding of drug interactions in general. These drug interactions are extremely well researched. Hundreds of millions of dollars are spent educating pharmacists and doctors about the potential for contraindications. Many of those ones we already know. There are several different types of interactions. There's a drug-on-drug interaction. There's a drug on an over-the-counter medication reaction. There is a drug versus food interaction, drug versus alcohol interaction, and also drug versus other diseases. Like, for example, decongestants can in fact increase your blood pressure. Probably one of the most well-known that we all think about is grapefruit. And if you're taking statins to help lower your cholesterol, grapefruit is a huge no-no. Well, what about supplements? Supplements are huge. They are gaining in popularity exponentially. Globally, the sales of supplements are off the charts. Now, as far as contraindications and different supplements that don't go together, a lot of that is left up to you. And where do you look for these things? Sometimes we look online. Well, guess what? A lot of places that we're looking are giving us information, but what else? They're selling supplements. And probably in isolation, most of these supplements are inherently not bad. In fact, really good. But where do we draw the line? What about when we start mixing them all together? Then what? I made the appointment with a specialist, and they told me, bring all the supplements that you're taking. Well, I was a little embarrassed because when I started to fill the bag with supplements, it became obvious that all of these things that people started telling me that I should take in isolation, that it's not like I went out to Healthy Planet one day and just got this massive grocery haul of every conceivable herbal supplement that was out there. It wasn't like that. I was having a little bit of problem with my thumb. Somebody said to me,
"You should take devil's claw." "Oh, you should really take green tea." "Milk thistle, that's really great for your liver." "You know what? I take dandelion root." "Oh, how about sea blackthorn?"
I'm thinking, yeah, how about some slippery elm? Yeah, why not? Along with my vitamins, before I knew it, I had a literal grocery bag full. I got to the allergist office with my loot bag, and I'm going to paraphrase the doctor right here, but he said, "Lady, what are you smoking? Or what are you not smoking? Because there is everything in this bag." Like, he was stunned. Along with that, I also had to bring some ham and some turkey bacon, and we started doing the allergy tests. Well, guess what? I wasn't allergic to nitrates, and I wasn't allergic to turkey bacon or ham or any of those things, anything that had nitrates in it. I was not. But when he saw the vast array of herbal medications that I was taking, he just shook his head and he said, "You could probably never recreate the situation that happened to you again, because it was so freak. The mixture of all of these things were taking charge of your body, and it was giving you the signs. It was telling you from the rash, from the hives, from this, to the throat closing, that you are not doing a good thing." We needed Dr. House to come along and figure this whole thing out. And from then on, they said to me, no, you do not need all of those things. Just forget it. Start fresh. And I didn't take anything for a very, very, very long time. I took absolutely nothing until I slowly started adding a few things back in, which I showed you in my in my morning routine video. Not very many things do I take anymore. And really, I would have to be hard pressed to sort of go back down that road again. And I caution all of you against that. Now that you've heard my story, I just want you to know that allergic reactions to supplements and to a combination of supplements is not uncommon, and in fact, probably very underreported, because shockingly, or maybe not, many of us do not want to admit to our general practitioner that we're taking that many supplements. Many medical doctors poo-poo it. Vitamins may be okay, but once you start adding in different things, St. John's wort, this thing and that thing, a lot of them really are not looking too favorably upon you. And so consequently, allergic reactions may be underreported. Some supplements are known to be contraindicating, which has become more prevalent with more research. For example, vitamin K doesn't work well with blood thinners. Ginkgo increases also blood thinning. In fact, many of them do increase blood thinning, so you do have to watch out for that, especially prior to surgery, etc. St. John's wort can interfere with antidepressant medication, even though many people take it for depression. I guess really what you need to know, and what we all need to know, is I was obviously overdoing it. Was I a crazy woman? Yes. Was I really out of my mind? Yes. But I didn't really think about it. I just kind of kept taking one after the other after the other. And I have to know now that natural does not mean safe. I still very much believe in supplements, and I do take supplements, and I agree with supplements. And there are many trends, but I think we just have to be more careful, and I have to as well be more diligent. So we have to do our research with credible sources. I like the Mayo Clinic, Harvard, these type of places. Probably not Facebook, maybe not your best option, but I am going to be more cautious, and I hope that you're going to be more cautious too, and that you can learn from my craziness that supplements are not just something to pop like mollies, as Will would say. To this day, and probably never, I will never know that there is in fact one of those things that was the culprit, because unlikely one of them, it's actually unlikely that it was just one of them. It was the combination together, the interaction of one or two or three or four of those things, all together that made me so sick. And that is really where we need to educate ourselves and where we have to really be careful. And frankly, the information might not even be there because the combination that you put together might not be one that is a normal one. In which case, listen to your body, watch out for things. When things aren't right, take notice. The two things that I want you to take away from today's video so that I know that I've done my job is, number one, supplements are not a replacement for a healthy diet. You want to exercise, you want to take care of yourself, you want to eat well. Supplements are just that, supplementary. Number two, natural does not mean safe. Don't be fooled. Natural is not safe. Do your research before you start taking things. And that's it. And I'm going to look forward to seeing all of you in the next one.